to be these two. And it's not. I mean, Andy just said it on Watch What Happens when Jackie was on, which we'll get to in a minute, Jackie and Marge. So that is what, look, I don't think Bravo likes the fact that we had to put 2 people on suspension. I don't think Bravo likes the fact that there's some physical stuff going on. I don't think they like it at all, but I think they secretly love that nobody's talking about when. I mean, look what happened right before our very eyes. They have shifted this show. Nobody is talking. I mean, we're talking about Teresa versus Melissa because so many of you are tree huggers and hate Melissa and Josephina. And a lot of you hate Teresa. There's a whole nother side to this. Lots of people don't like Teresa. So you're talking about it, but it ain't going to be talked about on the show. And so I think that's what's interesting and kind of brilliant, that they win. They always, I mean, you guys really don't realize how many other things I was wrong about. I spent months saying, and I'm still convinced this would happen. I'm convinced that Leah McSweeney and Ebony and Sonia were being fired. I am convinced that if they brought back RHONJ for season 14, it would have been Luann and Ramona and a whole new cast. Leah was going to go, Ebony was going to go, and Miss Morgan was going to go. I'm literally convinced of that. So what is my point? My point is that I was wrong about that. Oh, my point is that you see what happens with Just David? I talk and I lose sight of my point. My point was, I spent months and months saying this and figuring out every scenario. And then they said, we're firing everyone and we're rebooting the whole damn show. So these people, for all my criticism, Bravo always has something up their sleeve. They always have something up their sleeve. So they know what they're doing. So yeah, it's not going to be Teresa versus Melissa. Thank God. Let's get into these alliance shifts. Let's get into these alliance shifts. I don't know. You know, I'm so conflicted on the alliance shifts. Here's why I'm conflicted. Do you guys want to know why I'm conflicted? This is why I am conflicted, okay? Part of me is like, I find it so interesting every time an alliance shifts. So interesting. In any franchise, I think it's so interesting when someone couldn't stand someone else and now somehow they're friends. That's life. Everyone tells me I'm a flip-flopper on here. I am a flip-flopper. I'm a flip-flopper, not even every week. I'm a flip-flopper every 1 to 5 minutes. Truly. That means that you exist in the real world. You're taking someone at face value. The best advice that I can give a new housewife. Do you want to know the best advice? Be in the moment. So if you come on to Beverly Hills and you're like, I fucking hate Erica. Look at all that shit that came out with her with Tom and and Garcelle is so wonderful and nice and this and that. And then you get there. And when you're there, you're like, I can't stand Garcelle and Erica's lovely. Then you go with like the reality. You go with like what is right before you. So that is the great thing about these alliance shifts, because that's how life works, right? Think of all the people you're not friends with right now because you just grew apart or they weren't buying your shtick and they're like trying to give you a problem and you're like, there's the highway. Trust me, I know all about that, people. So I think I love an alliance shift because that's how life works. Someone, people, what do you mean you had a phone call with Marge? Who cares what happened 2 weeks earlier? It's 2 weeks later. Let's deal with the facts. And okay, let's move on. So I love alliance shifts. So I'm excited for these alliance shifts. But I hate scripted reality TV. Not Kardashians. I love Kardashian scripted reality TV because Kris Jenner rules the world and she can script anything she wants. And I think it's just brilliantly done. This is just, it's not working for me. So if this is real, then I love it. I do love it, but I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it. I'm starting to buy it. I'm definitely starting to buy it. I'll be totally honest with you, because look, Jackie was on Watch What Happens. If you haven't seen that, somebody called in, or Andy, I think somebody called in and said, who are you, close with, and who are you on the outs with? And she said, Margaret and I are going through a tough time. Now, Jackie's a lawyer. She's not a stupid woman. So if this is the narrative that you and your good friend Margaret Joseph have come up with, I mean, you're not an idiot. Margaret just did an interview with Lexi and Marge Sr., and she implied that her and Jackie are not in a good place. We'll get to Jackie's book signing in a second. It's a busy week in Jersey, guys. So I don't know. The more they say it, even I'm getting convinced, but I'm not convinced. I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it. I don't understand. To say like I'm the one responsible for getting you a book deal, that incenses Jackie that much for them to fall out, Like I just don't get it. Okay, I know what you're all saying. Well, wasn't Marge responsible for bringing the Evan rumor on TV, for putting it out there, et cetera, et cetera? Yeah, yes, Marge was. So can't Jackie be mad at her for that? Sure, she could be. Look, for all we know, Jackie Goldschneider is great at the game and hasn't informed Margaret. Do we ever think about this? It could be from producers. Tap, tap, tap. It ain't Teresa versus Melissa. So let us tell you how all these scenarios are going to be. You're mad at her. Do. Everyone want to keep their job? Here's your call sheet. You're mad at her. We're not writing any of this down because God forbid there should be receipts. You're mad at her. Do. That's how the season's going. You guys figure out how to get there. It could be from each other. Hey, Margaret, it's Jackie. You know how you thought maybe you were going to lose your job because that David Yontef was such a pain in the ass and won't shut the hell up behind the velvet rope. And he put it out there to the universe and like, yeah, okay, well, I thought I was going to lose my job too. And like, maybe they're in on it together. But, Jackie also could just be smart and just say, well, I'm going to be mad at Margaret, and maybe didn't even fill Margaret in on this. Look, Jackie don't want to lose her job, okay? She's a friend of. Do I think she's trying to become a full-time housewife? I do. I really do. And no shade to that. So it's a bunch of scenarios. Producer-induced, Margaret and Jackie are in it together, or Jackie just came up with all of this on her own. I mean, Margaret could have come up with all this on her own, but right. I just don't buy that this is real. That Jackie is that pissed off over some rumor that she put out there 2 seasons ago. Now she's upset that she's saying, I'm responsible for your book deal. It seems I don't know. But again, why do I go from 0 to 100? Why do I go from Jennifer's losing her job, Shannon Bedore's losing her job? So, I mean, maybe the problem is me. Maybe I'm too dramatic in life. Maybe I'm too big picture. Again, I really don't even think this is from being a lawyer. I think it's from working and running certain companies in HR. When I was in HR and I was in charge of it, did different companies. I mean, the things that happened, I could wait. I have something else to say. I know I always have something else to say. But listen, you guys know I've been having a lot of digestive issues lately. I've shared that with all of you throughout the past few weeks. I share a lot with you guys. But you know what I didn't know? I didn't know that these digestive issues were caused by potential toxins that are in these quote unquote healthy foods. I thought I was eating right. Oh my gosh. I have learned so much. We've been hearing about, these healthy foods for years, right? Well, this potential toxin causes digestive issues, according to Dr. Gundry. He's a world's renowned cardiologist. And the harmful condition is affecting millions of people nationwide. It was affecting me. Now, here's the thing. There's so many warning signs that I now saw that I didn't realize. Weight gain, hello. I mean, that's all I talk about with you guys. Fatigue, digestive discomfort, stiff joints. I've even had skin problems. And, listen, I'm not a spring chicken. So I just personally thought that all these things were happening because I was getting older. Well, Dr. Gundry explains that these side effects are often mistaken for normal signs of aging. Now I know. So listen, I can assure you that the damage is probably caused by these healthy foods, and it's far from normal. The good news is you can easily help fix the problem from your own home. It's very simple. You just have to know which foods are actually healthy and which contain this hidden potential toxin. It's that simple. So you can find this for yourself at gutcleanseprotocol.com/velvet. That's gutcleanseprotocol.com/velvet. You can just click on the link in the description below this video. Because after years of research, Dr. Gundry has decided to release an informative video to the public free. It's free and uninterrupted. You guys have to watch this, showcasing exactly which foods you need to avoid. Go to the video, gutcleanseprotocol.com/velvet. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I know this is reality TV, but this really, really has changed my life. Click on the link below. Bye.